When somebody say that, it's like, just write this down.
Good evening. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
I'm asking this question primarily for our friends on Zoom, because I want to make sure that they can hear me well. We had in the past some problems with the audio, and that they can also see the screen that I am sharing. So someone standing on Zoom can tell me, yes, I see that you can hear me well and see the screen that I'm sharing. I began already the recording of the first of today's lectures, and this is what I will be doing throughout this course. And you will have available as recordings all the lectures that I give in this class. But first, I want to wish you a Happy New Year, and I wish that the 2026 year should be your best year so far. And you should achieve the most of what you achieved so far. We begin today the basic histology course, and I always view this as a journey into our body. And we will look at the organization of the tissues, of the organs, of our entire systems that make actually our body. And we will try to understand its organization and also understand how the particular organization of a tissue or of an organ supports the function of that organ. I am Virgil Muresan. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Pharmacology, Physiology, and Neuroscience. The location of my lab is at the eye level, just above us, I-685. As I noted here on this slide, I am the teacher, but I am an eternal student. I always learn a lot every time I teach this course. And being a student, you should view me as such. I am one of you. I'm your colleague, and I really I know that out of respect you call the teachers, the lecturers, professor and doctor, but I really would like to be called simply Virgil. I'm Virgil, I'm one of you. We learn together. We go through each lecture and we study together. You learn hopefully something from me, and I always learn something from you, from my students, my friends, because the teaching, it's always biunivocal. It's between teachers and students, and the teachers learn almost as much from their students as the students learn from the teachers. And as you look at me, I'm an older person and you're all very young. So I hope you may learn something from my experience as an older person, but I will learn a lot from you about the young generation that will build this world as it goes forward. You make actually the world as it will be in the future. And for as much as I can, and I'll be around, I will look at what you're doing and how are you changing the things so that they get better and better. So I want you to succeed. You are my students, of course, you are my friends, and in a way, consider you all as my children, and I want you really to succeed. And I'm sure that you will succeed in this course, in the many goals that you want to achieve by taking this course, and also from enrolling in this program. Of course, you want to gain a new knowledge, and that is extraordinary because not many of the people that are around and live on this earth really know much about the organization of their body. They are the most complex things that the universe has ever produced, and yet they don't know much about their complexity, but you will know. And I say that this is one of the goals that you have from taking this course, learning new things, gaining new knowledge. But you also want to do well in this course and do really well, and not only in this course, but also in the entire program. Some of you have had already several semesters in the program, others you start the program now. Please focus on studying and doing well in this program. I hate to tell you that you should study and learn for the grades, but you know that in the end grades matter. And I always think of myself as a teacher who helps my students gain new knowledge and also helps them to so good that they get really high grades. Why are high grades important? High grades are important because in most cases, you don't want to get the master's degrees for the sake of the master's degree. This is also good because you can do lots of things. You can get really good jobs with the master's degree. However, by far, most of you want to go further and apply to the dental school, to the medical school, physician assistants, PhD programs. You may want to go in the industry and do there some great research. And in order to get into those places, you have to be admitted. And the GPA, as you know, is something that it's really very important in the application process. So I want to tell you from the very beginning that I will do whatever I can to help you achieve these goals, including doing well in this course, so that this should help you in achieving your future goals. And I am sure that you will succeed in achieving those goals. Why? Because you are already great achievers. You have been admitted in this program, and you demonstrated that you actually deserve to be in this program. So you got into this program, you will get into the institutions and programs that you want to move forward. I want to see you graduating from this program and being very happy. And I then want to follow up with you and see what happens with you. Of course, I can only imagine that good things will happen with you after you're finishing this program. And I want to stay connected with you. And I want to know about you and what you became and how you contributed in a great way to this society. This is a biology-oriented program, so many of you will be involved in healthcare professions, and that's by its nature. The healthcare profession is designed to benefit other people. And you, as future medical doctors and dental doctors, you will actually be happy because you do good to other people. And I have also to tell you that I'm surprised to see so many of you being here in the classroom. You know that since the pandemic, the teaching has changed radically. During immediately after the start of the COVID-19, the in-person teaching was completely shut down and all teaching was remote. We now got back to in-person teaching, but we still kept the possibility of joining not only the course, but the entire program remotely. And I'm looking at the Zoom, at the participants in the Zoom meeting. There are 50 participants who attend class via Zoom, and that is perfectly normal. There is absolutely no discrimination between the students who attend these classes in person or attend them via Zoom, or sometimes you may not even attend the class via Zoom because you might have a problem, and that's okay, because as I told you, I do the recordings and I make the recordings available as soon as I can. Usually it's the night after our class meetings. I also want to tell you that I don't have regular open hours when you can come to my lab and ask me questions. But that means actually that I can talk to you at any time. I have open door policy actually. If you come by my lab and you step inside and I'm not doing something terribly that cannot be interrupted, I will definitely talk to you. Usually I prefer that you write me an email message and we schedule meetings. The meetings can be in person if you can come. I prefer the in-person meetings because that direct talk is also much faster than anything else compared to emails or even Zoom meetings. But if you can't come in person, I schedule Zoom meetings and we talk. I want to make sure that you have clarified all the issues that come from the lectures that I will give in this course. And not only that, you've seen here on this first slide that Hani Agarwal is the teaching assistant, and this is how she serves for this course as teaching assistant. But in fact, you should look at her as you look at me, as a professor and colleague. And I have to tell you that Hani did not take the basic histology course, but she took the dental histology course that covers the material that is included in basic histology and much more, and she was there the best student. So she definitely knows histology. I really think, and I'm sure that she knows histology better than myself. And she masters it. And she volunteered, actually. She came to me and said that she would like to become teaching assistant for the basic histology course. And this is because she wants to help you. And she's sitting here in the front row, and you see here her email address. You may contact her if you have things to clarify with her. Certainly she will contact you all by announcement, probably Canvas announcement, and she has many plans on how she will help you. She can help you individually, but she will conduct Canvas conferences, that's teaching assistant review sessions, where she will review the material that I from the lectures that I give at class, and she also plans to help you in preparation for the exams. So she is actually, I think I wrote this to you in the welcome address. She's the greatest asset that you have here. And she is really, really wonderful, both in what she knows and in how she plans to help you. So let's now move forward, and I explain you a few things about the organization of the course, the other resources that we have, how you can access them. And I may involuntarily skip a few things. If I remember them, I'll come get back and tell them to you. But please interrupt me and ask me if anything is not clear. I mentioned that I also will answer the email addresses, that the emails that you send me, and will answer the questions that are there. However, if the question requires a longer answer, I would prefer that we talk either in person or via Zoom to clarify the issues. Now, the course has traditionally relied on two textbooks, the Networks Essential Histology and with correlated histopathology, that I think that the latest edition is from 2021. It might be a newer edition. I will look it up, but it's even if there is another edition out there, it certainly it's not much different from this earlier edition. Then there is another textbook, the Junqueras Basic Histology. I've listed here the 17th edition, and you can access them by clicking on these URLs, and they will direct you to a site with the library of articles. You have to log in with username and password, and you get to the textbooks. You may, in the case of the Networks Essential Histology, you may actually have to write in and search for Networks Essential Histology, and then the textbook appears there, and you click then on the chapters. The Junqueras Basic Histology is currently at the 7th edition, but at least our library does not contain questions for each of the chapters that earlier editions used to have. Because of, I think that the 14th edition has those questions, and in the first module of the course in Canvas, I have uploaded the PDF file of that textbook. And look after each chapter, and you will find the questions. I see that Hani already wrote you a note on Zoom. And this is how she will do it throughout the course. She will contact you and offer her help to all of you, because she is like me. She will really feel that she did a good job if you succeed in this course. And this is how I am also looking at myself. I don't think that I am doing a good job if you don't do well in the course. So this is why we both want you to really do well in the course. I have things coming to my mind, and I'm telling them to you when they come now because they are really important. When I started this course, it was not a real start. I did not start the basic histology course, but I restarted it after some time when it was not given here at our campus. But then I started it in the spring semester of 2017, and it was advertised quite late, but my first class had 17 students. Then I raised the cap to 35, then to 45, and currently the cap is at 55, and it stayed like this for several years. But I kept accepting, and you've seen, accepting students even above that cap. And it turns out that I looked earlier today, there are 94 students enrolled in this course. And this is, it creates only one problem for me. There is the exams, they all contain two parts, and the slide recognition part, it's not a multiple choice exam, it's a write-in exam, and that contains at least 50 questions, and I have to go and grade all those 94 exams. So I discussed this issue with Hani, and although in the syllabus the slide exam is listed as it used to be in the past, it might still be the same this time, but we may do some changes so that I can grade the exams easier and faster. It should not take me 3 weeks to grade an exam. So let's move forward. About the structure of the course, there is a total of 15 lectures that I will give. And these 15 lectures will be distributed in 11 class meetings, because out of 15 Thursdays that this course comprises, 4 of them are taken for the exams. There are 2 team-based learning quizzes. They used to be real team-based learning quizzes, team-based learning sessions, but that required actually to put the teams together, and we cannot do that anymore if there are some students who can attend in person and others cannot. So I transformed them in sort of independent learning sessions where I will not give a lecture, but I will give you assignments that you should study from a document, a summary presentation that I will make available to you, and from the textbooks. And the first, there are 2 such so-called TBL quizzes, TBL sessions and quizzes, but you don't have to come together as teams. You will study independently. Of course, you may study also together, but you will provide the answers independently, and the exams will be made available to you, the TBL quizzes, as all exams, in fact, they will be made available to you via email. Usually the Thursday of the exam at 6, you go in Canvas and download the exam. You complete it and send it back to me via email. And there are the first TBL quiz and session will be 4 weeks from today. So maybe already next Thursday, I will begin to give you part of the assignments that you can handle already at this time. Then there are two big exams, the midterm exam and the final exam. The midterm exam is in week 7, the final is in last week, week 15. And they contain two parts actually. The didactic part contains 40 multiple choice questions and it's given first. Again, you will find it in Canvas, you will download it and answer it the same you answer. You select the correct answer out of 5 possible choices and you send me that document back via email. In meantime, I will make available to you the slide recognition part that is based on 25 images. Each image has 2 questions. So there is usually a total of 50 questions and you will have an answering sheet where you will have to write in your exams. The answers are really very short. Sometimes a number, a letter, left image, right image, and so. So the exams are not difficult. And I'm telling you that the class average for the previous semester was, I think, 18, close to 90. So the average was an A. And about over 60%, close to 70% of the students obtained an A grade in this course. The TBL one, the first TBL, will be also used for you to get acquainted with how the exams look like. The TBL contains also multiple choice questions and image-based questions. And Hani will help you understand how you should complete questions that are similar to those that you will see in the exam. So the TBL sessions are have a weight of 5 points each. The big exams, the midterm and the final exam, have a weight of 45 points. So the total it's 100. Now many of you I saw you logged into Canvas already and got to the course website. So this is our course, and you click on it and you find the modules, and the modules, the first module, it's one that contains several documents, general documents, and it contains, for example, the PDF file of the Honqueras basic histology textbook that contains the questions with the answers after each chapter. You will find the syllabus, the schedule. I put a note on how, with some suggestions on how to study for the basic histology course. The links to the textbooks are also given, and always I will give you some useful websites. And I think that here I have the links to the virtual microscope laboratory website, where which is an important part of what we're doing and how we studying for this course. You go to the virtual microscope lab website, and there it contains probably around 100 histological preparations. Mostly are H&E hematoxylin eosin stained sections. You click on them and you can look at those slides. The virtual microscope allows you to zoom in, and so you can look at low magnification at the entire section, and then you can zoom in and magnify the various things that are present in those specimens. And I suggest that you do that. It's a very interesting exercise to look at all those those histological preparations. I will give you for each week, I will give you the slides that you should look at in the virtual microscope laboratory. However, I have to tell you that each time I'm giving a lecture or two lectures, as it is in the first part of the course, I will after that also give a sort of lecture that I entitled Virtual Microscope Lab Presentation. And that contains a selection taken from the virtual microscope lab. So if you, for some reason, can't get into the virtual microscope, that's okay. All the information that you need to do well at the exam and to understand well what we teach here at class, it's contained in those virtual microscope lab presentations. Here I've also highlighted the big blue button. The big blue button is actually if you click on it, you get to the Canvas conferences, new conferences and concluded conferences. And Hani will probably choose to do some Canvas conferences, and you will receive an invitation for the Canvas conference. I'm not sure if that tells you when the Canvas conference will take place, but in an email, she will tell you. And this is from a previous course, and you see that the Canvas conferences are listed here. And there are TA review sessions for respiratory system, for the male reproductive system, urinary system, for each of the lectures, but also TA review sessions for the TBLs and for the exams, the midterm exam and the final exam. Now, the recordings, I will place them and make them available to you in the Kaltura course gallery. And you see here at the left side, you will click at the Kaltura course gallery and you will get the recordings in chronological order. So far, you don't find anyone because I did not make any recording yet, but these recordings of today, you will find them probably after midnight already in the Kaltura course gallery. I will also process them for UJA that you will find, well, I think, through the education portal of NJMS. And I process them, but I cannot make them available to you myself. Our AV people will make them available to you. And that will happen on Friday or sometimes on Monday. But the Kaltura recordings are present there. You'll have them available during the night after we have the class meetings. So this would be the introductory lecture. It's the presentation of the course and how we will proceed with it. There are many things that I probably forgot to tell you, and I will when I remind of them, I will tell them to you. But I will try to do a separate recording for each of the sections separate sections that we discuss at class. So right now I will stop this recording and start another recording that will includes the first lecture, the first of the two lectures that we plan to discuss today. One is an introduction to histology and its methods, and a brief overview of the cells, the organization of the cells, and the most important functions that the cells perform. And then we begin already with the study of the first of the four major tissues that are present in our body, the epithelial tissue. And I hope that I will not forget to start a recording after I'm stopping one. It happened, not often, but sometimes it happened, and some of you reminded me, especially students that attend on Zoom, you did not start the recording, and then I do that. But I will stop now this recording.